Welcome to play your own game. Welcome. If you didn't get that, oh shit, you can probably hear that clanking. Welcome to episode 2 of Play Your Own Game. I'm your host, Madison Schwartz, for another episode of Really, I Don't Really Know. But I'm glad you're here and I'm glad that you all watched episode 1. I love the support, love, and I'm just so happy to have my little players be following along. It's a Friday, hence the wine glass, okay? And I don't really have any plans tonight. You guys are my plans, so cheers. Little drinky poo. I will be taking wine breaks throughout this episode. Here at Play Your Own Game, we're all about the games. And today I had such a great day because baseball season has started. Thank God. We got the major leagues playing for spring ball. It's been fantastic. I watched the Dodgers versus the Padres today, and college has started. And I'm going to be keeping up with some teams, which means you guys are as well. If you have a little relationship going on or a little situationship or whatever, I don't judge, and you want to impress them with a little piece of information regarding, okay, baseball, because I love baseball, then you've come to the right place. I'm going to be keeping up with LSU, and they've been on an absolute winning streak, minus today. It is a Friday. You guys are going to be watching this on a Sunday, but whatever. Put it in perspective. Their catcher in DH, Hayden Travinski, holy shit. I got some stats for you guys because you got to keep up. He was named SEC Co-Player of the Week by the league office. Led the Tigers to 3 straight W's over the weekend, batting .636, going 7 for 11, with 1 homer, 4 ribbies, and 8 runs scored. And 27-5 win over VMI last Sunday was an absurd game to watch. Not me. I followed the stats because my ESPN Plus is being janky and I have to pay for it and I don't have any money. But catcher Brady Neal, who was sick last season, finally is showing his stuff. He's absolutely amazing. Went 3 for 3 that game with a grand slam, 2 doubles, and a career high, producing 6 ribbies. So, holy shit, they had a productive week and have continued to have a productive week. So good for them. I am going to Louisiana super soon in the next few weeks, and I'm definitely going to catch a game. So that's a little bit of information if you want to impress somebody or you just want to grow your own sports knowledge. I don't know. But on to a girl who had a less than productive week. It was nothing like what these boys had. This is why I have wine tonight, because I was a little stressed out the last week and I felt really weird about the episode that I had in mind prior to this. I definitely want to be genuine and speak authentically and only talk to you guys about real shit that I'm going through instead of put segments together that are interesting but is not something that is completely genuine to myself. So, Madison, what is this week's topic gonna be? Jesus Christ, just get to it. This week we are talking about procrastination. Everyone struggles with procrastination, and I truly think that life is a constant struggle between getting shit done and not getting shit done. And I think we have this idea in our minds that in order to have fun, we need to be working hard, or we have to work hard before we have fun. So it's definitely something that everyone goes through, not just me. But I don't know, procrastination stresses me the fuck out. It made me have the worst week, and it affects my whole outlook on the day or week, because procrastination just leaves me feeling unproductive and honestly with a lot, like very low self-esteem. And I had an idea to do a whole different segment. I even filmed it and I realized how ingenuine it was feeling coming out of my mouth when I was really struggling with getting shit done the whole entire week. And I'm like, Madison, what are you talking about? Like, there is a subject there, and I think there's some unspoken truth in regards to procrastination, and I want to unpack that today. Procrastination affects me so much. I think it affects everybody, but I get so fucking stressed out to the point where everybody hates me. My family hates me. I'm a total bitch. I'm not feeling confident. I'm completely unproductive. I am literally a menace to anyone in my vicinity. Like, it's terrible because you're so overwhelmed with what you're not getting done that you're not even in the headspace to listen to what anybody else is telling you or anybody else's day or anything. And that's not really a way to live. I think it's the human condition to have things that we need to get done. You have a constant checklist in your head, or at least I do. But when procrastination gets in the way of this, we feel absolutely stressed and it impacts our self-esteem and our self-concept and just literally our whole view on life. I don't know if that's just me, but that's how hard it hits myself. I'm a big research girl, so I don't want to talk about anything that I either A, have not experienced firsthand, or B, feels ingenuine coming out of my mouth, or C, that I have not done a really deep dive into to research why in the world we're feeling what it is we're feeling. So, I got some shit for you guys. Procrastination, we all do it. I want to define it in clear terms. And it is simply the action of delaying/postponing. All right. So I found a really credible article, if the New York Times is credible, hopefully it is. And procrastination is derived from the Greek word akrasia, which means doing something against our better judgment. So all of a sudden I was like, no shit. Procrastination makes us feel like shit because we're actually doing things against our better judgment. Like internally and consciously, we know that what we're doing is completely wrong for putting certain tasks off, but we do it anyway. Rather than ignore and skip past how I felt this week and how procrastination just put a huge gray cloud over my week, I don't want to skip past it, and I want to really talk about it because when I procrastinate, I literally want to gaslight myself into thinking that I'm not procrastinating. I don't know much, but I think that I am a good person to speak on this topic because I don't think I procrastinate any less than the average individual. I'm definitely a hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, I am a blend of somebody who flies by the seat of my pants, which means I honestly don't have the biggest plans throughout my everyday life. So I don't procrastinate any less than the average individual. But I also like to set up mini tasks throughout the week. So I have some daily goals, like a workout plan or certain employers I want to reach out to or certain family members I really want to make time for or certain friends I really want to make time for. So I have little mini goals throughout the week to make me feel like I'm getting 1% more productive than the day before. I don't know, but I definitely don't think I procrastinate any more than the average individual. So I don't know, I'm the perfect blend between flying by the seat of my pants and also having my little mini tasks. Don't worry, I've already done the research for you. And what did I find? I needed to know and get to the root cause of why we procrastinate. And I found that it's a way of coping with negative emotions. After seeing that, I was like, wait, holy shit, I'm not procrastinating just because I'm lazy. I'm procrastinating because I can't handle my fucking emotions, which makes sense because this week of absolute procrastination, I happened to be on my period that time of month, and I was also sick, but whatever. My hormones are absolutely out of control. So with my deep dive that I did of research, which wasn't that deep, I found out that negative moods were brought on due to anxiety, boredom, resentment, self-doubt, and a lot of other shit, basically. Therefore, we don't procrastinate because there's not enough time in the day. I feel like that's what everybody says, but literally rather because we cannot manage our emotions. It made me think about the roots of my procrastination and what sparks it. And this past week, it wasn't that I had like any unpleasant tasks to get to, but more so that I had a lot of anxiety and self-doubt and insecurity surrounding the tasks that I had to do. And I'll give you some examples of those. I realized that when I'm doing something or my days consist of a lot of repetition, that leads to burnout and therefore lack of motivation, which I don't know, I didn't really like research it insane, but lack of motivation is probably a huge reason for procrastination, because if you don't have motivation to do something, no shit, you're going to procrastinate on it and slack off. Applying to jobs was one that I wrote down, and that's a hard task in itself, because not only are you putting yourself out there to future employers, but there's not really this end in sight. You're kind of filling out all this information and you really don't know if you're going to even get the job. So it's always hard to do something, I think, when you can't really see the end result, and you're also putting yourself in a really vulnerable position of, am I going to get the job? Am I not? Is this a waste of time? Is this even something I want to do? And definitely there is a sense of dread for me in doing all my job applications, because I have been trying for a decent amount of months. I have a job now, okay? It's not a job into like that is my future career. It's just something to give me a little bit of money while I'm figuring it out. This is going to be a whole other episode. What I want to do is kind of hard to get into and crack into. But right now, I'm in the process of filling out applications, and I have a lot of dread surrounding that and a lot of insecurity and a lot of self-doubt, and I think that is normal. But I did realize, like, no shit, I want to procrastinate on job applications, because you don't have a lot of self-confidence when you are applying to jobs. There's always rejection that follows it, in my case. And, like, no shit, you don't feel confident during that process. And a lack of confidence and self-doubt is what is a result of procrastination, if you didn't know. Now you know. Other things that spark my procrastination has to be being that time of month. Okay, boys, cover your ears. But emotionally, I am so fucked up. I am so hormonal. And I'm just an absolute monster. So that's definitely a really big thing that sparks my procrastination periods. I think of my period like it's so bad. I think about it as my get out of jail free card. Like, I am literally going into the cabinet. I'm going into the fridge. I'm going into the freezer. I'm doing absolutely anything I can to eat whatever it is I want. And I literally give myself permission to sit on the couch and rot like a pumpkin that's been sitting on a frat's doorstep all September. Like, I do that. And I let myself do that because I do have really bad periods. But I'll notice that when I'm doing that, I'm obviously not getting other shit done, and I'm being a sack of potatoes. Obviously, eating junk food and not feeling great and confident leads to more stress and more anxiety and zero desire to then push yourself to be productive and stop procrastinating all the shit that you need to do. So those were a few things that kind of lately have been sparking my procrastination. You're watching this on a Sunday. I'm filming this on Friday the 23rd. And I'm talking about not this last week, but the one before that. So the week of Valentine's Day, because your girl needed to go through the shit to then talk about it and package it up all nice for you guys to hear today. So that is the week that I am referring to. And what's really funny and something that I realize is procrastination has to be relative. Like, your version of procrastination is different than mine. I could think that waking up, making my bed, spending time with family, and going to work is productive. But you could be like, what did you actually do? What did you actually get done besides, okay, making a little bit of money that day? What did you actually do? I do value I'm a big family girl, and spending time with my family is huge. And I'll notice how shitty I feel when I kind of dismiss them throughout the day or not talk to my sister or my brother. Like, I swear to God, I just feel better if I've hit up my friend to talk to her and about her day. So, everyone's version of productivity is so different. And that's something that I've honestly realized. And you might be like, oh, okay, that doesn't sound that bad. But truly, it is, because when I do all those things, I'm tired in the morning, so my mornings don't start off too well. I'm not eating really great, so that makes me less enticed to work out. So clearly, they're just bad habits that I'll really fall into in sort of out of the blue periods throughout the months. And I don't know, I think maybe not being in a great headspace mentally is something that really triggers it. And when you fall more and more into that and you kind of fuel all those bad habits, you fall more and more into a bad headspace. And like, how the fuck do you get out of that? And this is why I kind of gaslight myself, because I can be an incredibly stressed out person. Like, my family will, or my friends will just be like, just chill, just relax. It's not that deep. Things will get done. What if you die tomorrow? All this shit. And they're right. Like, literally, just chill, just relax. And then the moment that I do, I will associate that and I will think that it's okay. Like, I think I'm confusing taking it easy with procrastination. Like, I think that I take my family's advice and I'm just like, yep, I'm just going to chill out. I'm just going to calm down. I am just going to relax. And I take that as leeway to procrastinate and rot like a bag of potatoes. If potatoes rot, I don't know if they do. That is unhealthy. Like, that is unhealthy, because during my periods of procrastination, I get nothing done. I barely see daylight. I stay inside and I'm a miserable little monster. And how I cope with procrastination and my phases of procrastination is not healthy either. Like, I'll tell you how this week went, but I'll take days and days off of, let's just say, working out. And I do like to work out pretty frequently. I will take off 4 or 5 days, let's just say, of working out. And all of a sudden on that sixth day, if I put myself in freaking leggings and a sports bra, I will force myself to go 110%. And that really turns me off from doing the workout altogether, which is insane, going 110% after days and days of doing 0%. But I think that if I just jump into it full force, that will erase the whole period of fucking unproductivity and procrastination, which might be girl math, but it is just, that is not the case. I'll also tell you why it's unhealthy, because you might be thinking, Madison, you are so fucking crazy. Like, just because you don't work out a little bit and you were on your period and you were sick that week and you got nothing done for a few days to a week, like, you think that that's procrastination. You don't even know the first thing. And through my research, I found out that it wasn't healthy, because unhealthy stress makes you distressed, okay, one, dysfunctional, and unproductive, and it's fucking harmful. I was unproductive. It was harmful mentally, and it just didn't move my life forward throughout the week. And that's different than healthy stress, which like progresses your life. Like, I didn't get any tasks done that progressed my life. I do think there is a certain like level of healthy stress that's what perpetuates life, which is fantastic. But this was not that. This was purely unhealthy. Like, I was in bed for a few days, just being a lazy little rat. And you might just be like, Madison, how was your week so unproductive? I will tell you. Let me paint the picture for you. So, it was the week of Valentine's Day, so no wonder I was sick. I was sick. I was on my period. And I was just blue. Like, know a better way to explain it, but I was just like in a really blue mood. I lacked a lot of motivation, and I don't know what the vibe was. Probably because my hormones were like all over the place. And I hate being sick. I don't think anyone enjoys being sick. So that dampens me because I couldn't work out for a few days, and it was that time of the month, you know. So that means that I'm eating anything that's not nailed down. I'm gaining a few pounds, and I'm just genuinely unmotivated again. So, there were things during the week that I could have done to make myself feel better. I could have walked my little self outside the front door and just sat in the sun for 10 minutes. I couldn't even do that. What else could have I done? I could have opened a book in the morning instead of open Instagram the first time I wake up. I could have just opened my fucking computer. Not that I would have sent an application or even replied to an email, but I could have I could have made my bed. There are things I could have done, okay? But no, I choose to sit in it. I choose to fall more and more down the fucking rabbit hole. Why do I do that? Why do we do that? Do I just do it? Like, do you do it? I do it. Why would I get up and get going now and start my day being productive after all these days where I was unproductive? Like, why now? I don't know. Which was funny because I cannot seem to catch myself when I'm in that state. I know what I'm doing is bad and I'm perpetuating it, but I can't seem to like stop myself from falling down the rabbit hole. And while I was researching for this episode, I found out right here that the momentary relief we feel when procrastinating actually exacerbates our distress and stress. Isn't that fucking ironic? Like, isn't that absolutely ironic? Because I feel worse. I literally genuinely feel worse and become more stressed. Okay, so that's great. So I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit of a story, okay? And you got the picture down. I'm sick, I'm on my period, my boobs are swollen, I'm heavier from all the ice cream and the pizza, I haven't worked out for days, and I am unable to peel myself off of the fucking couch. But hold on, hold the fucking phone. I decide to stop being a fat piece of shit, and I decide to work. Oh my God. I don't know if you can even use that term again these days because everyone is so sensitive. But I decide that I want to work out, which is fantastic. So what do? Well, I had a coffee that morning, and I thought that would motivate me. It didn't. Then I ended up eating a huge yogurt bowl because I was like, all right, I got to get protein in. No, I don't work out then. Then I end up having a Celsius, and I'm like, holy shit, this will do it. No. So I start stretching on the floor. I'm getting all my little foam rolling in. Mind you, I'm on the floor of my room. And I just cannot seem. Well, I did. I put my leggings on, my workout leggings. I could not seem to get the bra on. I just couldn't seem to do it. So I ended up sitting on my floor for 2 hours looking at the ceiling. And that's just the way that it was. And I thought to myself, no problem, Madison. You're going to work out tomorrow. So who cares? Who cares about today? Go, put your pajamas back on. Mind you, for me to work out, all I need to do is walk 10 feet down my stairs because I work out in my garage. I'm not a big gym girly. So tomorrow rolls around and the same thing happens. I go through the same cycle. I wake up, I'm on my phone, I watch some TV, I open my computer, I shut my computer, I don't work out, I find the pizza that's in the fridge, I take some Advil for my cramps, and I sit with the heating pad on me and I do nothing. Once again, the day is completely unproductive. I didn't even walk outside. Obviously, that is not what I foresaw for my week, okay? I mean, I had my little workout plans in my notes. I had the whole week divided into certain things I wanted to hit and check off. I had, don't worry, no plans with friends. But I had some plans with my mom that I wanted to do. She wanted to go like test drive cars, and because she's getting a new car. Anytime that she goes to test drive or she's thinking of certain like companies or brands of cars to go see, she always brings me. Like, I always come with her because I'm a big car girl. That's something that we share, and I wanted to even do that with her throughout the week. And I actually even told her I would go to the dealership with her, and I never did. I put my jeans on and I put my hoodie on, and I saw her downstairs. I walked downstairs and she goes, "Okay, are you ready to go?" And I literally go, I look at her, I'm dressed, and I go, "No, I'm not going today." But it was like something took over and was like, "No, you're going to stay home and you're going to do absolutely nothing and you're going to maybe eat some ice cream." Like, I could have, that to me would have even been more productive of a day. And I was halfway there and I just couldn't get out the door. I had work actually, which I had to call out sick on because yes, I was sick, but honestly, like, when I'm usually sick, I don't even like to admit to myself that I am. So I will still do absolutely everything while I'm sick. But I was this mentally like drained and in such a shitty state that I even called out of work, which is good. Like, I'm not trying to get anyone sick, but I don't know. I was just being a pussy. And then I also had like some plans that I wanted to get to, some things I had to check off for work, and also, some cute outfits I wanted to wear. I wanted to feel good about myself this week. None of that happened. And it's so funny. It's like a double-edged sword or I can't find the really happy medium because too much structure makes me incredibly stressed because I don't like a lot of structure. I like to fly by the seat of my pants. Every day is new. So it's like, I don't like a lot of structure. That makes me stressed. But too little structure makes me stressed as well. So I'm really trying to find that happy medium. I for sure have checklists that I like to have throughout the week or throughout the month. They're not militant or like concrete, but they're just things to make me feel like I'm being 1% more productive than the day before, which I don't know is normal and I don't think is insane. But when I don't accomplish these things, I in turn, like after periods of being so unproductive, I'll need to take it to such an extreme. And instead, I'm coming to this like realization that not every day or everything I do at work or every job application I do or any time spent with family or any workout needs to be done at 110%. Like, nothing is gonna make or break that. If anything, what you're doing is just an additional piece. And that's a mindset that I'm kind of trying to shift into. And this week was just fucking weird because it wasn't that I had too much structure, which makes me stressed, or too little structure, which makes me stressed. It was the fact that I literally got absolutely zero done out of the little structure that I honestly create for myself. And I was like, you are such a loser. Like, you're such a loser. And I just was feeling like shit. And that really made me spiral and just go down this like little rabbit hole. So now that I'm out of it, like, I had a good week this week. I did some things that I feel great about. And I'm even filming this episode, which I'm really happy about. I do, however, have a few things and ways of thinking that have helped jolt me out of the unproductive downward spiral that I was facing this past week. And I'll be sharing it. So what do we got? Walking the dogs around the block. Okay. If you don't have dogs, just walk around the block. Honestly, all I needed to do was get out in the sunlight, and I couldn't even do that. But while I was in my little phase of procrastination, I ended up taking my dogs around the block for a walk. And I'm pretty sure my neighbors thought that my brother was home. This is how I always look walking my dogs around the block, but I am wearing sweats. I'm wearing a hoodie. It's my Bud Light hoodie, and I have my goddamn hood on. I got glasses on. I got AirPods on. I got, I think Nikes on. I don't really remember. And I got looks from my neighbors like, "Oh, wait, like Bradley's home from LSU? Like, what's he doing here?" I'm a pure menace to society, but I don't even care. I just needed to get out in the sunlight. So that is what you need to do. Get out in the sunlight, walk around the goddamn block, do something to get out of your house. So that's a little tip. Number two, you're gonna, like, this is a known thing. Get off social media. Like, social media is bad for you as you're listening to this on some kind of social media platform. Obviously, when you're at like a phase of procrastination, you're not in a really great headspace. And while I am putting on 5 pounds from ice cream, okay, I'm seeing like really beautiful girls, maybe they're Instagram models or maybe they're friends of mine, honestly, and they're just like gorgeous. And they are living their best life, or so it seems. And then there's me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Okay. So get off social media. Don't look at that first thing in the morning. It's really probably bad for you. And only when I'm procrastinating is when I just can't look at it because I'm stressed. So there's that. Okay. Number 3, give yourself a little bit of grace. Obviously, this is something I think everybody should do. And it was something that I gave myself when I literally was lying on the floor for 2 hours. I was like, okay, obviously my body is telling me something. Obviously, it is not the day to work out. Even through like my little bit of research that I did, the article showed how self-compassion supports our motivation and our growth. And I don't know, I just allowed myself to sit on the floor. I reminded myself of all the things that I am accomplishing and that I am doing, and that made me feel better and kind of look at the glass half full. And I even thought about this podcast and play your own game because I thought, okay, holy shit, I'm going through this, which means absolutely everybody is going through it. It was also really funny because a few of you guys wrote to me and said how much that you enjoyed episode 1. And while you were writing to me, I was literally in this state. I was like, holy fuck, like I'm a loser. I honestly wasn't even liking episode 1 when I was listening to the playback. And I was just, this huge wave of self-doubt went over me. And in that moment, I was thinking about it and I was like, I can't even enjoy the nice things that people are writing me because I'm really stressed and anxious and have a lot of self-doubt about episode 2. And I felt really, really great that you guys really liked episode 1. And I don't know, I just gave myself a break, and instead of rushing this next episode, which I actually did, I took a break and I really thought on what it was I wanted to talk to you guys about this week. And it just happened that this is what I was going through. So boom, self-compassion. I should have wrote wine on this list. What else do I have? Oh, opening your computer. If there's stuff that you need to get done, maybe there's an email you need to send. Maybe there's a job that you want to apply to. I don't know. I don't know what you have to do on your computer. Maybe there's some porn you want to look up. I don't know. It's really your life. Open the computer. Obviously, job applications and emails can literally be fucking daunting. But I feel like simply taking it one step at a time is like truly helpful. And I wasn't even going to do anything on the computer. Like literally, I wasn't going to send one job app. I wasn't going to apply to one email. I wasn't going to go on LinkedIn. All right. Because Jesus, talk about shit that makes you feel worse. LinkedIn. Oh, it's like the bragging palooza. I am so over LinkedIn. We got to start something else. We have to start something else. Also, there's this quote that I've always loved, and I honestly should frame it. It's called it goes, motivation follows action. So honestly, just opening the computer might give you the little nudge that you need. What else do I have? All right, number 5, diversifying your workout. If you like to work out like me, I definitely have a pretty similar workout schedule. Like throughout the weeks, there's definitely like, it's pretty constant in the forms and the types of workouts that I do. And I needed to switch shit up. So I ended up going with some of my friends to a workout class, and that was really fun. And it's also really cool because my job pays for it. So that was exciting. So I ended up doing hot yoga. I ended up doing hot yoga with my mom, which is not what I usually do. I ended up going for a long walk. I just walked my dogs instead. Like, definitely that helps burnout, and it definitely helps you from wanting to procrastinate and slack on your workouts. So switch it up if you're going through just a phase of complete fucking lack of motivation like me. Number 6 is absolutely all you need. Put on some music, or actually find new music, because the hotter my Spotify playlist is, the more motivated I am. That's not backed up by science, but it absolutely should be. I might conduct my own research study. If I have good music to listen to, you bet your ass I am in a fantastic mood and I'm getting shit done. I'm working out, I'm studying maybe, I'm hanging out with my family, I'm hanging out with my friends. Good music drives the rest of your life. I put on some Noah Kahan, some You're Gonna Go Far. I put on some Zach Bryan. I put on some Jason Aldean. You bet your ass I put on some Tate McRae. And I danced a bit. And that really helped me. Just play your music instead of the silence and the shit that's in your brain that's like, you're not doing enough. It sounds a lot better. All right? Number 7, call your best friend. Call your sibling. Call your dog. Call your ex. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Call somebody that will get you out of your own head. Do it. And into someone else's life, because when I procrastinate, I'm honestly being really selfish. Like, all I'm thinking about is myself and what I haven't gotten done and what I'm not doing and how I'm feeling. And there's this weird, like, I don't know. I don't know if this is backed by science, but I feel genuinely better when I'm investing in somebody else's life and hearing about somebody else's day. So ring someone up on the telly. You know what I mean? This one actually helped me. No joke. Take a cold shower in the morning. Take a cold shower, because I actually didn't even end up working out this day, but I was really, really unmotivated, and I honestly felt like a bloated little whale. So, and instead of just waking up and going straight downstairs to get my coffee, I went straight into a cold shower, and that really helped my mood. We all know about cold showers. There's a lot of science backed by that, but I don't really give a shit about it. All I know is it made me feel less bloated, and it was a better switch up than going straight to my coffee machine. And number 9, again, letting yourself sit on the floor. Swear to God, I stared up at the ceiling for 2 hours, got nothing done, and it was a really pivotal moment for me. I was like, this is just what I need. So sometimes you need to let gravity do its thing and appreciate that you have a life where you can just sit on the fucking floor. I also right now added number 10, which is drink a big glass of wine. Okay, we're on the same page. Cheers to that. So those are a few things that help me throughout the week. And again, I'm not I'm not someone to even speak like about procrastination as a whole, because my version might be different than yours. But everybody goes through it, and it really does remind me of our commonality in the world. And I don't know, it's kind of a beautiful thing. Like, I conducted a little bit of research, as I've said a million times, but there were things that I didn't find and that I actually have questions for, and maybe you guys could even answer them. What I did not find in my research were the pros. I don't know. There aren't many, I'm sure, but I am going to look at the glass half full here. Maybe not this glass. Okay. I was thinking about it, and maybe putting things off and having a week of pure procrastination and unproductivity. And I don't know, like, it kind of made me have a little more fuel this week, which was interesting. Like, I was way more excited to do job applications and way more excited to work out. Like, I valued it a lot more. Maybe there's something to it. Like, maybe putting things off and not getting stuff done makes you appreciate or like have more fuel for the following week. So I looked at it that way. Another question I had, not a question, but kind of an epiphany. another question I had, not really a question, but an epiphany, was like, is procrastination just a byproduct of life? Like, is procrastination inevitable? Like, if everybody goes through it, I guess so. But the things that nearly kill us, like the things that drain us the most, or the things that are the hardest that lead us to honestly want to procrastinate, like those are the things that offer us the most gratification and that make us feel the most alive. So, like, is procrastination a result of just life and tough shit? Like, probably. So if you sort of frame it in that kind of way, and that it's inevitable and that it's just a part of life, it sort of makes you feel better and makes you feel less shitty when you're going through it. So that was something I thought of as well. Wow. Well, I finished my wine and I might go get another glass. But this is a topic that I'm excited and happy that we talked about and that I got off my chest, and instead of putting it off and acting like I had such a great week and go into a completely different topic, I am so happy that I focused on this. And it's something that I do want to work on, at least when I feel like my procrastination is sparked and I'm gonna have these like periods of kind of like moodiness and like just unproductivity. I hope some of my little tips and like a little bit of research kind of helps you. And doing the research even gave me a little bit of comfort. Like, reading exactly what it is that you feel honestly makes you feel less alone, which is great. And knowledge, which is fantastic as well. Maybe I should go back to school. I don't know. I went a little scientist mode for this episode. It's not always going to be that serious. But I do love to be discovery and give you guys a little bit of insight into like how my week actually went. If you want to keep up more on Play Your Own Game, you can follow all of the socials. We got YouTube, we got our Spotify, and we got Instagram to keep up. New episodes every single Sunday. And I am so glad that you guys were here and stuck through episode 2 with me. Maybe you got a little bit of wine. Maybe you got a little wine drunk. Good for you. It was supposed to be dry February, but it definitely did not turn out that way. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Play Your Own Game. I'm your host, Madison Schwartz. Drink a little bit of wine with me. Next Sunday, we're going to get into a whole different topic. I think you guys are going to love it, unless things change. That's all I really have for the night. I don't know. Maybe I should go do something. Or maybe I'll just edit this video. Who knows? Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you next week for episode 3 of Play Your Own Game. Bye, guys.